Hey, this is Pistol Pete. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a real estate tip about what a seller multiple counteroffer is. This may be something that you've experienced, or it may be a totally random concept that you've never heard of, but that's what we're going to dive into. Let's do it. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for visiting. My name is Pistol Pete, and what I do here is three different types of videos. The first is home tours. So I'll showcase unique homes in Santa Cruz County. The second is community interviews. So that's where I interview local people about their businesses and what they're doing here in the area so that you can get a deeper sense of what's going on. And then the third thing is these real estate tip videos. This is where I'll dive into topics that are pertinent to Santa Cruz County real estate so that you can learn more about how it works to buy a house here in Santa Cruz County. So what is an SMCO? A seller multiple counteroffer is when the seller has the blessing of having a lot of offers on one home. So what happens is all the buyers make the offers to the seller. The listing agent and the seller will then sit down and review all the offers and decide to counter some of them or maybe all of them. The process of doing multiple counters is called a seller multiple counteroffer. So how that works is it's a non-binding counteroffer that will either address specific concerns that the seller has about the offers in specific. So every offer is going to be slightly different. In most cases, maybe sometimes very different. And each counteroffer usually addresses different parts of the offers that the seller would like to improve or the listing agent would like to improve. Sometimes a seller and a listing agent will just give what's called a best and final, which means that buyers will have to come in just with their highest and best offer for one round of an auction type bid. This is what's called a bidding war, the scary bidding war. And it can be intimidating, but with the right agent on your side, you can navigate that process pretty well. And just with transparency and communication, definitely can be handled. So once the buyers have had a chance to review the seller multiple counteroffer from the seller, they will get with their agents and decide how they want to respond. They can either respond with accept the counteroffer as it is, they can buyer counter that up or buyer counter it down, or they can just reject the counteroffer altogether. There's a lot of different options for buyers at that point. Once the buyers and their agents have responded to the seller multiple counteroffer, then the seller and the listing agent will then sit down and decide which offer to go with, whether it's the highest offer, or maybe it's the offer with the best terms, or maybe it's the offer that with the person that they want to sell to because it's a neighbor friend or something like that. I don't know. There's all sorts of reasons people accept certain people's offers on homes, and I'm here to help you out with the entire process. So now there's a lot of variation in seller multiple counteroffers. Agents do things very differently depending on what region you're in California or the country. Things are very different, but this is just how seller multiple counteroffers tend to work in Santa Cruz County. I can tell you that for sure. After the buyers and their agents decide what to do with the seller multiple counteroffer, whether they're countering up, countering down, or accepting it as is, then those responses go back to the sellers and the listing agent. The listing agent and the seller sit down and they usually choose one offer to go with, and then they may put a second offer into backup position. That's just usually how it goes, and that's just the generic method. So let me dive into a quick example of how this might play out. So let's say there's a listing and there's 10 buyers that want to make offers. So the 10 buyers get with their 10 agents and they all write offers on this one listing. Then all the offers are compiled by the listing agent and reviewed by the listing agent and the seller together. Then they decide, hey, let's give everybody a chance to get this house because there's a lot of interest on it. And this is also a chance for the seller to get the best price and the best terms for their house. So then they do what's called a seller multiple counteroffer. This is a non-binding counteroffer that goes out to all the buyers and their buyers' agents. Usually it modifies terms, it modifies price, and it may just be a simple highest and best. Then the buyer's agents and their buyers then make the buyer's counteroffers back, and they're all all over the place. Sometimes they may be up, they may be down. Let's say the house is listed at $1 million. You know, some agents will counter at $1,010,000. Some agents will counter at $1,050,000. Some agents will counter at $1,001,000. Depending on what the situation is, they'll be all over the place. In most cases, from my experience, they're kind of all over the place. So then it's the listing agent's job to then compile those offers and really enhance and explain what the different advantages and disadvantages are to each offer in regards to price, financing, terms, timeline, all that sort of stuff, all the things that matter to the seller. Then they pitch those to the seller, and the seller usually decides which ones to choose. And then they'll get into contract and move on from there. So that's just an example of how it works. Thank you so much for watching this real estate tip video about seller multiple counteroffers and how they work in Santa Cruz County. If you have any more questions about it or you want some more information about how the process works, feel free to give me a call. My direct line is 831-471-7330, or hit me up in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer there as well. Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out my other videos. And if you thought this was helpful, please subscribe to my channel. There'll be more tip videos coming out. And we have other great videos like home tours and community interviews. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.